What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and the moment of truth is here. I've got my hands on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus international version with Samsung's exclusive Exynos 9810 processor. It's not something we can get here in America, only available in select regions, but it should be more powerful than the Snapdragon 845. And in this video, I want to put that to the test. How fast is the Exynos 9810 comparing it to the iPhone 10 and the A11 chip, as well as the Snapdragon 845 version on the American version of the Galaxy S9 Plus. This should theoretically be the most powerful Android phone ever just from the raw benchmarks, but I want to see how that translates into daily usability. So we're going to do a real-world speed test where we launch a variety of applications one after another to see which one can go through them the fastest, and then go over it again to see which phone reloads the applications or which one keeps them preloaded. So overall, just basically which one is fastest in which ways, and of course we're going to do a synchronized test, benchmarks, and all that as well. And comparing these specs, the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus seems to have the advantage of a higher clock speed as well as double the RAM, and of course it is an octa-core processor versus hexa-core. So we'll see how that translates into the actual testing, but the S9 Plus was slower versus the iPhone 10. So let's see how close the Exynos version can get to the iPhone 10 in round 1. It did beat the iPhone 10 in round 2 though, because it has great RAM management with 6 GB. Anyways, let's go ahead and begin. So we're going to start by clearing the app switcher, making sure both of these are even, and we start the clock and jump into our social networking applications. Check a Snapchat, go into Instagram, reload your feed, take a picture because you never know when that special moment will be there, check your maps for navigation, and then jump into Photoshop Express to edit an 8K image, which the iPhone 10 just breezes through. The S9 Plus hangs here behind, but the iPhone 10 is already in Minecraft loading a game on an optimized version of this app. And I like testing the speed tests later on because most apps get updated for the new phone, and that seems to be the case for most apps here on the Galaxy S9 Plus. Most of them are using the full screen version and seem to be updated and everything like that. But on the iPhone 10, Mario Run, S9 Plus, same place now. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is certainly keeping up to the iPhone 10, and we do have that issue with the iPhone where I have to swipe from different parts of the display, kind of annoying. Already on Netflix and jumping into San Andreas, it just really is storming through these very fast. As you can see, GTA San Andreas isn't updated for the iPhone 10 resolution here, but it is a very large application, and opening that on the S9 Plus now. And then jumping into Zynga Poker, where we use the networking function. The iPhone 10 does have a slower chip for that, so I'm surprised that it does so well here. And already shopping on Amazon. So this is where the iPhone 10 is pulling way ahead. I'm already 4 applications ahead, and the S9 Plus is still on the poker game. So wrapping this test up, just about to jump into the video shop where we'll be editing a 4K video that's about 1 minute and 30 seconds long. I always do the same video on both, so it's completely fair here. And on the iPhone, exporting. Now this is where it gets interesting. Usually the iPhone compiles and exports the 4K video much faster than any other Android version before. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus with the Exynos processor seems to be specifically optimized for exporting 4K video because it completely just storms through it, and this is where the curveball is thrown, and the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus with the Exynos processor redeems itself. While the iPhone 10 has just finished compiling, it now has to export that, but the Galaxy S9 Plus has that on lockdown as it's about to finish here and store that in its memory right away. Now, if you're looking to edit 4K video on your smartphone, handle that kind of stuff, it seems that the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus with the Exynos chip seems to be more well optimized in that manner. Anyways, it has now finished, it's been saved, and lap 1 is done. Wow, 2 minutes, 27 seconds. That is a record for this channel, the fastest any smartphone has ever gotten. I mean, the iPhone 7 Plus, I think, was the second fastest to that one. So for the first time ever, the iPhone has been dethroned on this channel, and an Android phone has beaten Apple at its very own game. I think what Apple can do to fix this is to speed up their animations first off, optimize things a little bit better when it comes to RAM management, because on round 2 here, I'm having to reload every single application. While on the Galaxy S9 Plus, I'm having to do that as well on a couple couple, but not every single one. And that's strange because the Snapdragon 845 version, you didn't have to reload the applications, they were there. Now everything past the Mario game was preloaded, so I was able to just breeze through those, while on the iPhone 10, I still had to keep reloading applications. Kind of crazy that it reloads everything in the background, but then again, Apple has always been focused on the foreground application. It doesn't really worry about the background ones. It wants to give you the best optimal performance by focusing on the applications that you're actually using. So it's not really an issue, but if you multitask a lot, you will have to be reloading applications if you're doing something a little bit more intensive and then going back to other apps. Anyways, the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus has finished with a lap 2 time of 58 seconds, which is slower than the Snapdragon 845 version, but still better than the iPhone 10. And after Spotify, we can see that any application after that was loaded. So the more recent ones, it kept loaded in the background. But anyways, that's a lap 2 time of 1 minute and 14 seconds, which is not too bad, not too far behind the S9. All right, so what a result. For the first time ever, a Samsung Galaxy device has beaten an iPhone on this channel. That is so impressive. So let's go ahead and do some more tests here. Synchronized startup, individual app launching, and I'll go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear out the app switcher on both just so we can call this even, but wow, that was just incredible. I cannot believe it. All right, starting up in 3, 2, 1, and they are off. So again, this is the international version, shouldn't have any sort of carrier screens, which is always what drags the startup on the Galaxy. They were both using UFS 2.1 standard. And whoa, zoom enable, that's strange. Whoa, still, this one actually beat the S9 Plus, but this one was literally like a second or two behind. So very impressive for both of these. Incredibly fast startup. All right, so after a fresh startup, let's go ahead and launch some applications side by side, starting with Snapchat, 1, 2. And about the same, maybe the S9 a little faster here. Instagram, 1, 2. This one's faster. This is network-based applications. And a camera, 1, 2. And then take a picture. About the same on both of those, actually. Google Maps, 1, 2. And of course, this one loads it faster. Photoshop Express. There's a lag when opening that one, interesting. And let's export that image once more. This is 8K, so pretty large. And yeah, this one struggles with it for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna save it to camera roll. And the iPhone did complete that one first. This one hangs, wow. And Mario, 1, 2. And Mario's screen comes up first on the S9. Now it looks like this one is loading it just a bit faster here. Yep, okay, and Asphalt 8. Very large application with some networking stuff in it, so it's going to be a test of both here. Oh, the iPhone did win on that one. And what I hate about the iPhone is having to swipe, from different sides of the screen. Sometimes you have to swipe twice. It's very inconsistent. I don't like that. 1, 2. I really like the fact that you can just 3D touch on the bottom of the S9 and literally go home right away. So cool. Netflix loads faster on the S9. In the real world speed test, this thing outdid the iPhone. In app launching, it outdid the iPhone. Wow, I mean, Samsung is doing such a great job. Why can't they bring this processor to the US? This is what we needed instead of Snapdragon. All right, so let's go ahead and get some actual real world numbers here with Geekbench. This one should be much higher or relatively higher than the Snapdragon. And let's see if that's true. So let's run that CPU benchmark. And would you look at that? At the time, this is the most powerful Android phone, period. 8,963 multi versus 10,286. So about 1,000 points shy of the iPhone 10 and a 3617 single core score. This guy is catching up rapidly. The S10 will probably be on par or near the iPhone 11 or 2018 iPhone performance. That is amazing. So I'm glad to see Samsung has almost caught up completely, but those are crazy numbers for Android. All right, let's go ahead and get a GPU benchmark here using Antutu. And wow, just like that, the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus has surpassed Apple in the GPU game. It's got an overall score of 243,434 versus 217,384. So that is simply incredible. Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is on another level when it comes to GPU performance. And what a difference. So the S9 Plus is roughly the same speed as the Snapdragon 845 was. The iPhone though, wow, it's about a fifth of the speed speed of the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Upload is the same because it's limited to my upload speed here. But there you go. So this thing in almost every single way when it comes to benchmarks is faster versus the actual single core and multi-core scores in Geekbench. All right, so lastly, I wanted to test the biometrics, and I know I already did this on the Snapdragon 845 version, but I want to know, is there a difference using a different processor? Would it be faster or slower? All right, so the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is using a combination of 2D facial scanning and iris scanning, and that means intelligent scan for Samsung. Over here, we have Face ID, which uses 3D facial scanning. So let's go ahead and try this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so almost identical. The iPhone's animation is a little drawn out, so if it didn't have that, I feel like it'd be identical. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it is slower, and let's try that once more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, definitely much faster on the S9 Plus. It's not as secure, but definitely is faster. Also, you don't have to swipe up for it to happen. I feel like that's causing a delay on the iPhone. 1, 2. Yeah, so definitely faster. This guy, the fingerprint sensor, though, that's an entirely different story. All right, so fingerprint sensor. I'll try and do this as evenly as possible. 1, 2, 3. Wow, there is no comparison there. The S9 Plus is so much faster. It's almost instant. And another 1, 2, 3. Wow, yeah, you cannot compare those. All right, guys, so there it is. I'm actually very glad I went out and bought an Exynos version of the S9 because I got a completely different result from the Snapdragon version. It is faster than the iPhone in almost every single way, except the raw numbers when it comes to CPU. But otherwise, wow, for the first time ever on this channel, an Android phone has beaten the iPhone, and that is incredible. I'm actually very happy it happened. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Do check out the Snapdragon version if you haven't. It's actually quite interesting. The iPhone 10 is by no means slow, but it finally has been beaten, and that is great. Peace.